Hi friends, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking all things related to confidence. So if you're someone who struggles with feeling confident about your body, your skin, your hair, then hop on in on this conversation because today your girl is going to pour into you and show you how beautiful you are as you are. But I'm also going to give you all some really helpful tips to kind of increase your confidence and kind of get rid of those insecurities that you have. So I figured what better way for me to come on here than to show up with zero makeup on. So I have no makeup on my face right now. I'm gonna do a little test to prove it just so we're extra sure, okay? Because I don't wanna come on here with a full face of makeup, beat to the gods, and tell you to be confident, because that would be, I don't know, that's not me. My skin, by the way, is it used to be one of my biggest insecurities, and it's probably my biggest imperfection. And so I said, let me come on here talking about how I've overcome one of my biggest insecurities and really share this with you guys. So the first thing I will say, I'm going to go ahead and just prove that there's nothing on my face. I have a wet little cloth right here. I should have gotten a cotton swab, but I'm gonna wipe my face and I'm gonna show it to you guys in a second. There truly is nothing on my face right now because we don't finesse on my on my YouTube or my Instagram. Even though my Instagram has makeup on it, there's nothing on my face. Can you see that? It's just a blank, empty blank paper towel. Nada, okay? So we really truly have nothing on our face. And the reason why I felt like this was such an important conversation to have was because y'all be sending me the nicest DMs, honey. Y'all be blowing your girl up, talking about, oh, your skin this. And it's funny because my biggest imperfection, which really is my face, for a number of reasons, I'll tell you my journey in a second, but what is my biggest imperfection is what I get complimented on the most, which is so funny to me. And so I wanted to come on here and kind of demystify things for you guys a little bit, because the reality is I'm not perfect, right? I am very much a work in progress, as we all are. And even though my skin is imperfect, it doesn't mean that it is still one of my biggest insecurities, right? There's a way for you to yes, realize you have imperfections, but they don't have to be your insecurity. They don't have to control you or be chains, right? Or stop you from stepping out or taking up space in this world. And so I have overcome that obstacle for myself. It's what I do with my clients. For those of you who don't know, I have stepped into coaching. And so I want to come on here and share a couple of tips for you guys. If you're dealing with any sort of insecurity, I think it'll really help you. So my first tip for you when dealing with insecurity is to say kind things to yourself, but specifically about that body part, whatever it is that you're insecure about. A lot of times people will tell you, like, if you're insecure about, I don't know, your weight, then talk about another body part that you love about yourself. Talk about, your smile or whatever else, your personality, or no. Yes, but no. Like, I want you to speak power and speak over that thing that you are insecure about. So if you're someone who's insecure with your weight, I want you to talk about, well, what does my body allow me to do, right? What type of experiences has my body allowed me to have? Whether that's just like traveling, intimate relationships. Don't think about the negative, right? Positive, intimate relationships, friendships, laughing, picking up your nephews or nieces, right? Talk about the power that your body has allowed you to have. If you're someone who's insecure about like your facial area, but like think about, what have you done with your face? You've laughed, you smiled, you've been able to bring joy to someone. Like, I want you to talk about the things that you like about that body part that you feel insecure about, okay? Because it is so important for you to put an asset framing on whatever your insecurity is, because the reality is oftentimes we are so much more, critical of ourselves than we realize, okay? So I want you to put some spice on yourself, hype yourself up a little bit, but specifically about that body part, because truly it is not as bad as you think it is. And I really mean that. As humans, we have something called negative bias, which means that we're more inclined to negativity. So of course we're gonna look in the mirror and we already don't like something, so it's all we're gonna see when we look in the mirror. We don't see the beauty of ourselves. We don't see the positive. We don't see the whole picture that everyone else sees. And so I really want you to focus on asset framing, ASSET, when it comes to your body, your skin, whatever that thing that you're struggling with, okay? Because you are so much more difficult to yourself than anyone else. And the reality is because we see it each and every day, it's all we begin to see. And it almost becomes like a blinder for our mind. Like we can't even see the goodness of ourselves or any of our physical body parts because that's all we see. And so practicing saying things differently about yourself, but not just generally, but differently about that body part or that thing is so important. It's so important because you're trying to like fight back, but in a really helpful and healthy way, okay? So that is step one. Write a list of things that you like about that body part or that thing that's bothering you, right? To speak power over it as opposed to tearing yourself down or being negative about that thing, okay? And the second thing I want you to focus on is ways you can actually get more comfortable with whatever that imperfection is, okay? So I actually work with a lot of women. Most women have body dysmorphia, but they have body insecurities, right? So with their weight, or maybe they don't like their breasts, or they want their butt to be bigger, or boobs, chest to be bigger, whatever it is, right? One way you can actually build up your confidence around whatever it is, for me, my skin, is actually by getting more comfortable with that thing that you're dealing with. So for example, if you're someone who's battling issues with your weight, a really powerful way to actually step into your confidence and the size that you are is, and do this if you live alone, but it's actually just walking around the house naked. I know that sounds really weird, but the more you just experience your body, that imperfection for what it is, as it is, and realize that you're so beautiful, you're so capable, you can still be sexy, you can still be feminine, whatever you wanna be, you can still be. The more you realize that, the more you will feel like it's not that big of a deal. The less insecure you'll feel about it. And part of you overcoming that insecurity, it just needs to be that you need to get more comfortable with it. So for me, when I was really battling with really, really bad skin, it was especially in college. It was so bad. And I just remember caking on makeup all the time. I mean, if you ask my mom, my brothers, I would literally wear makeup. I think I literally feel like I wore makeup for like a solid 8 years, like day in, day out, because I was so insecure about my skin. And finally, when I became a senior in college, I was like, screw it. I just don't care anymore. And I just stopped wearing makeup. And it was so freeing. It was so freeing. No one said anything. No one saw me as ugly. No one, it wasn't like this big thing, oh my God, Kat's so ugly all of a sudden. And I promise you, the more comfortable you get with your imperfection, the less of a big deal you will feel about it, and it will stop holding you back. The reality is, so many of us are being held back by our insecurities because we're putting on a mask, right? We're literally caking on a mask, or we're trying to cover up, or we're not having the most fulfilling relationships, intimate relationships, friendships that we could because we're insecure about this thing. And it's totally natural, but the more you just say screw it and allow yourself to be comfortable with yourself as you are, the less insecure you will be. I remember when, gosh, this was I guess last year now, I wanted to go to Miami, honey. Things were trying to open up a little bit for Atlanta towards the end of last year. And I just wanted to go to Miami with a girlfriend. And she was like, I can't go. And she had been putting it off and postponing it. And I was like, girl, what is going on? You told me we were gonna go on this trip. And when it came down to it, she was just really insecure about her body. And I was like, first of all, it's me. You don't ever need to be insecure with me. But I told her, what makes you feel insecure about your body? And of course, it came down to weight and not feeling like she was swimsuit ready. And I was like, well, do you own a swimsuit? Because that's really the only thing you need to do to be swimsuit ready. And I didn't push her, but I told her you really should just spend some time getting comfortable with your body as it is, because it's ultimately it's done so much for you, and like it deserves love and appreciation, and you're beautiful as you are. And so that is my biggest piece of advice. If you're someone who's battling with like body dysmorphia, whatever it is, insecurity, face, hair wise, whatever it is, just let it out, be free, and get more comfortable with that imperfection, because it will stop holding you back. It'll stop being a chain, if that makes sense. And it's really powerful once you feel like you've been set free from that. The third thing I want to say is just to be really kind to yourself. And I know this is going to sound kind of generic, but that's why I wanted to make this video. We all have insecurities, y'all. You can go on my Instagram right now, TheCatDean, and you'll see that my latest story with my glowy skin is very different than, you know, I have pigmentation, I have scarring, I have all that stuff, right? I have acne, very different than what I look like right now, and that's okay. And so just being comfortable with imperfections is something that I'm seeing more and more content creators, you know, sharing their more natural selves. I think it's so important for you to know that I have not only face, you know, scarring and stuff like that, but I have cellulite, I have stretch marks, I don't have, you know, I have fat on my body, like we all have these things, and I really want to normalize it. And I wish I could like show you guys just how common these insecurities that we all have are. But the only way for you to really overcome it is to realize that like everything that you've experienced, right, has gotten you where you are today. So whether it's like being insecure about your body, being insecure about your skin, whatever it is, realize that you're on a journey. Like that thing that you're insecure about it's part of your experience, and your story, your experience has power, and it deserves to take up space. And so don't discount your story. Like it's all part of your story. That's really important for me to tell you, because we oftentimes compare, you know, ourselves to this perfect thing that does not exist. All the Photoshop, y'all, that is out there is like crazy. But the reality is I'm so grateful for my skin issues, which came as a result of severe acne, which came as a result of chronic stress and depression and eating disorders and parasites and all types of things that I had going on, thyroid issues, hormonal issues, all types of things that I had going on with my body. I'm so grateful for that journey, because it allowed me to be a better coach. Like having those deep insecurities, those deep traumas that often led to my acne and scarring, right? But those experiences are what allowed me to be who I am today. And that's really important. And so I want you to think about like being kind to yourself, but also just recognizing the journey that you're on, and that maybe this thing that you're so insecure about is actually your, like, I don't know, like your golden nugget, like it's your power. And I think that's a lot of times the case for many of us. Like if we were just to let go of that insecurity, I think we'd all find that we were actually the most powerful, you know, our most powerful, capable selves. So, and it's typically that insecurity that once you've let it go will set you free. So just saying. So those are my 3 tips. One thing I want to say, and this is really important for me to call out, is that it is okay to both love yourself as you are and accept yourself as you are, and still want to improve that thing or improve that imperfection or improve yourself, okay? And I'm going to tell you why both are powerful and possible in a second, right? You can hold both self-acceptance, but also self-improvement in both hands. And the reason is because there are different types of goals you can have, but one type of goal is a towards goal, and one type of goal is an away from goal. Away from goals are things I never want you to have. And I just had a conversation with my coaching client, shout out to Ashley if you're watching this, about this last night. Away from goals are where you're trying to run away from something. I don't want to be fat anymore. I hate my body. I hate my skin. I'm ugly. You're trying to run away from something. Those types of goals are not rooted. They're not rooted in self-acceptance. They're rooted in self-insecurity. And oftentimes they're not sustainable goals, and you'll never reach it because you've never truly accepted who you are, how beautiful and powerful you are as you are. However, towards goals are things where you're like, yes, I love who I am, but you know, I want to be more confident. I want to have greater intimacy with my partner. I want to be free. I want to be, you know, I want to show up differently. Those are positive goals, but they're called towards goals because they're ultimately pushing you towards something. And so that is why it's okay to both accept yourself, but also be constantly working on yourself in a really positive, asset-based framing, because they're towards goals. They're pushing you towards goals. They're not trying to make you run away from something, because the essence of them is that who you are right now is still beautiful and powerful, but we kind of just want to enhance that a little bit, right? That's why it's okay to have towards goals and to want to lose weight, or to want to improve your skin, or to want to grow your hair out, start that business, do whatever it is, right? Whatever goal you have is absolutely okay, as long as you're accepting just who you are and how great you are in this current moment. I remember a lot of people were like kind of confused when, I think it was Adele, had lost, I don't know how much weight she lost, but she lost at least like 70 pounds, right? But she was also talking about the importance of self-acceptance. And everyone's like, how is this woman who lost almost 100 pounds talking about self-acceptance? And it's like, well, you can do both. You can both accept yourself and also still better yourself. And don't let your friends, tell you that, oh, now you think you all that, or you must have been so insecure, or like now you think you're better than us. No, that's not it. I think I see it a lot when people, especially women, try to lose weight or change a certain circumstance that they're having. Their friends will kind of like, I don't know, start like making little slight comments about them. And like, first of all, those aren't true friends, but also those people can't understand that it's okay to both accept yourself and want change. All right, so I hope that gives you guys a little bit of like, just like, I don't know, assurance that we all have imperfections. Again, your girl came on here, no makeup on, just for y'all, because it is so important for me that you guys know that I am not perfect. And as sweet as your comments are, like, we all are working on things. Some people may look at this and be like, her skin is like really not that bad. I don't know why she even made this video. Other people are like, her skin is awful. She needs to go, get off this camera. Either comment is fine, but I just want you guys to recognize that it's okay. I want to normalize imperfections and just let you know that just because something is not perfect, you're not perfect, it doesn't mean you have to be insecure about it. You can still be incredibly confident and profound and show up as the woman that you want to be and as the woman that you deserve to be. Because ultimately, we need your light. Like, the world needs your light, honey. So I hope that helps y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I love you guys and take care. Bye.